Well, that went about the same as the rest of the California road trip. Avs lose to the San Jose Sharks 4-2. We're going to keep this one a bit shorter because, as in hindsight, it turns out that this game didn't matter much. And that's not to say that it didn't matter at all. It does have some implications, but because the Avs lost it and the Blues won their game, they're just not that big. The first two periods of this game were incredibly boring for the most part. The Avs rarely, if ever, got a quality chance through the first 40 minutes, and when they did, they often missed the net. In fact, through the first 10 minutes of the first period, the Avs recorded just one shot on goal. That slow start would allow the Sharks to control play early, and they would make it count, scoring the first goal of the game less than 3 minutes in. Even the goal isn't that exciting. The puck is just going to come up the boards to Braun at the blue line, and you're going to see Gabe Bourque try and circle back to block a shot. He does manage to get a piece of it, but kicks it perfectly into the top corner. Here's a better angle. You're going to see Braun slap this puck directly off of Bourque's toe, and Bernier never had a chance. And that was the only thing of note that happened in the first 10 minutes. In the back half of the period, the Avs did remember that it might be good to at least get shots on a net, but still, it didn't really feel like they got many chances where they might actually score. Moving right along, the second period was a wasteland of boredom as well. So when I watch an Avs game, I make live clips of highlights or noteworthy plays, and I also take notes. For this second period, the only things noteworthy that happened were that the Avs took a penalty 9 minutes into the second and killed it, and that it was a really boring period. In fact, it was so boring that I only made a single clip of actual hockey being played during that period, and that was a decent chance by McKinnon right at the end of the period. So it was 19 minutes of nothing, and then the Avs did push a little bit near the end of the second period, but it just was not exciting. And that's not to say the Avs were getting completely smothered. Both teams had a decent amount of shots, Avs with 9, San Jose with 13, but again, all of the chances, the teams were just completely willing to settle for outside shots, low percentage opportunities, or just plays where the goalie didn't even really have to try that hard. It seriously might have been two of the most boring periods we've seen all season. And then we get to the third period, and the floodgates open. Avs show some life, and they draw a penalty out of San Jose, and then finally, we get a goal from McRantiskog. On the power play, McKinnon is going to keep the puck in along the boards here. He's then going to play a little bit of pitch and catch with Barrie like we've seen so many times. With Landeskog in front, McKinnon's going to use the space he's been given here and take a shot. It is initially saved, but a big rebound comes out right to Rantanen, and he knows what to do with it from there. And whoosh, just a wave of relief comes off as Rantanen gets another one in the net, and now all of a sudden we can trust McKinnon, Landeskog, and Rantanen to score goals again. And not just that, but now you've got a 1-1 game with 15 minutes left to play. After terrible boringness for the first 45 minutes, you're still in this game and you can easily win it. But that warm fuzzy feeling would be very, very short-lived. Just less than a minute after they score this goal, Blake Como ends up taking a high sticking penalty, and the Sharks would get the power play goal right back. This one is a bit of grease and a bit of shine both. You're going to see this puck go back up to Burns at the blue line, who's going to throw it towards the net. It never makes it there, but you're going to see Barberio just completely loses it in his skates, and Pavelski makes a fantastic play to not only fish this puck out, but then control it on the far side of Barberio as well. Then it's just a quick 1-2 pass here, Pavelski to LeBanc, and LeBanc over to Couture, and with the puck in front, the Avs have collapsed down and kind of abandoned assignments, so Couture has a ton of room to walk into one and just put it past Bernier. And after that goal, the wheels popped off for a couple minutes. The Avs started to look really sloppy again, back to that standard situation where they can't even make 2 consecutive passes, and you just knew pain was coming. It didn't take too long before San Jose stretched the lead to 2. You can see Bernier does not have his stick. It's lying below him here in the crease as San Jose works it D to D at the blue line. Eventually it gets thrown in on Bernier, and it hits him fairly squarely, but Bernier just can't seem to find it and can't cover it as it drops right in front of his pads. Donskoy picks it up and just slips it right around him as he can't find it. And you pretty much knew this game was toast there. I'll give the Avs credit, they did not quit. They did try and push back, and in fact, they did get rewarded for it. Two guys who were having pretty tough games end up combining on a play to gain a little bit back. First off, good work by Como to win the race to this dump in here. He just pushes it around the boards to rim it to Nieto, who's cutting across to the other side. Nieto then finds Warsofsky up high. Warsofsky just quickly unloads one here, and you're going to see Como do a great job turning around right in front of Martin Jones and just barely getting his stick on this one to tip it past him. It was a very nice play and a fantastic tip from Como, but you could just kind of feel that it was going to be too little too late. After that goal, the pace slowed quite a bit for both teams, even though the third had the most pace to it of any of the three periods, and you could tell San Jose was falling into that prevent defense to keep the Avs from doing a whole lot. Eventually, it comes down to goalie pull time, and it sure looked like the Avs were nervous there. They just became a mess again on the ice. They couldn't make passes. They struggled to even hold the puck on their stick just while they were skating. Eventually they turn it over and it gets thrown into the empty net right as time expires, and it's 4-2 Sharks. So the Avs lose this one. Not the end of the world, although it would have been nice to have a bit more of a cushion for playing St. Louis. And St. Louis did beat Chicago, so it's not a great look, but it doesn't affect us that much. Nope, it was just destiny for it to come down to the last game. The only thing that is a little bit concerning is because St. Louis won, they now are up a point on the Avs, and they will hold the tiebreaker if the Avs take this game to overtime. So the Avs need to beat St. Louis in regulation to win the playoff spot. So forget about this game, forget about the 80 other regular season games. There's only one game that matters now, literally. Win and you're in, lose and go home, just like a game 7. Here's hoping we see the Avs from the 10-game win streak and not the Avs from this road trip. That is the end of this game video review. Thank you for watching. I'm Rudo3, and I'm pretty nervous.